Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community in the world. Today is Saturday, August 12th. Hope you're doing awesome. Hope you're having a great weekend as well. And in this video, we got an exciting article that I want to share with you that came out today from Yahoo Finance. We're going to be discussing Tilray Brands and Molson Coors Beverage Company searching for the next billion-dollar idea. And as we know, Tilray just acquired Hexo, and Molson Coors Canada and Hexo have a joint partnership for MJ infused beverages here in Canada. So we'll discuss all that and more, my thoughts and opinions on this, and I think this is super bullish long term. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future live streams when I post a new video. That is the best way you can help support the channel, is just by liking this video. And then also make sure to go over to x.com or twitter.com, formerly Twitter, and follow Pow Group there. It's at Group Pow, so the handle's at Group Pow. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. But as you can see, Yahoo Finance reported today, Saturday, August 12th, Molson Coors and Tilray search for the next billion-dollar idea in recent booze deals. So as we know, I did a video on this, that Tilray scooped up 8 beverage brands from Anheuser-Busch for $85 million. And then also Molson Coors acquired Blue Run Spirits for an undisclosed price. So we should get some more information on that soon. But there was a lot of buzz in the beer industry this week with the two brands bulked up their portfolio and another slimmed down, which was Anheuser-Busch, the maker of Bud and Bud Light. But both Tilray and Molson Coors are banking on the new brands and how they will build their existing portfolios and tap into the next big trend. If you are a big branded food and beverage company right now, you're looking at the next billion-dollar idea, because that's the only way you can really move your earnings numbers. Greg Portell said, a lead partner of Kearney Global Markets, told Yahoo Finance. It's very difficult to create a $100 million brand all of a sudden and make it a billion-dollar brand inside those big companies. Tilray aims to make craft beer cool again. Tilray has been challenged in recent years as the high around MJ continues to fade. Shares of the MJ and Consumer Brands Company were down nearly 90% compared to 2018. But as we know, not just Tilray, it was all MJ, right? US producers, Canadian producers, retailers, ETFs, right? If, a name like Green Thumb is down over 80% from its all-time high in February 2021 highs, and it's profitable, well, that just goes to show you it's a sector problem, not a Tilray problem. But the media will never ever tell you that, right? They just want to paint one picture with regards to one stock. They don't ever talk about how the sector moves in tandem, right? Like how the tech bubble, back in the tech bubble, right? When Amazon dropped 95%, all tech dropped, right? So as the company waits for MJ legalization in the US, it is pushed into adjacent categories such as beer and spirits. Tilray CEO Irwin Simon told Yahoo Finance on Tuesday he wants to diversify the brand and make sure we are not dependent upon legalization in the U.S. Tilray stock soared 36% on Tuesday following the deal, a move Morningstar strategist Christopher Inton said he didn't get. But I don't know how you didn't get that. Like, these are going to be great brands, right? Not only that, Tilray's probably going to do very well just by making them, relate to the consumer. And then also just the amount of retail attention and supporters that, we have through Tilray, right? I bet you there's people who never even heard of these brands, but because they're shareholders in Tilray, they're going to go buy it, right? And there's hundreds of millions. In one day, there was $2.2 billion traded in Tilray alone, just on the NASDAQ, not even factoring in the TSX, right? But on the other hand, it's adding a craft beer strategy that they've been going down for quite a bit, said Inton. Buying these wasn't a surprise in that sense. It adds to that business. Agreed. And once federally permissible in the U.S., these are going to be great brands, right? Look at the 420 from Sweetwater Brewing Co., right? Like these are going to be great brands to infuse MJ with, and they can infuse it with bourbon, right? There's been talks of that as well. So in my opinion, this is a great business plan and strategy. And in my opinion, craft beer is just continuing to rise. I'm from Alberta. We call it Alberta because the amount of craft beer here is just staggering. So again, I don't think this trend is going to slow down anytime soon. Obviously, people are ditching, alcohol and things like that to drink, cannabis. In my opinion, MJ infused beverages are a lot more healthy for you, but it's not going to completely phase out craft beer completely. We're not going to ever phase out alcohol, right? There's always going to be, yes, they might, take some more healthier alternatives like MJ beverages, but there's still going to be demand in a market for it, right? And again, I think that the craft beer is going to continue to excel. Well, I think the more popular like water brands like Coors Light and your Bud Light and all those water beers, they're going to continue to drop because there's no real, like, if you're going to drink, and you're going to like basically inject your body with poison, why not do it with like something like craft beer that actually tastes good and you get a good experience and, you try something new versus why would I poison myself with, with poisonous water, essentially, with Bud Light and Coors Light. Not knocking those that like Coors Light and Bud Light, but I just don't see that trend continuing. But the 8 brands now under Tilray's umbrella include some well-known names like Shock Top, Breckenridge Brewery, as well as some regional brands like Blue Point Brewing Co., 10 Barrel Brewing Company, Red Hook. Went over all that already. They got a cider company, energy drink brand, Highball Energy. But down the line, Simon alluded to the company making MJ-infused alcoholic beverages. For now, he said the acquisition is aimed at making craft beer cool again and ramping up its manufacturing capabilities in the Northeast. And not only that, right? It's distribution, right? They're getting distribution and the supply chain set up for when MJ-infused beverages do become a thing, right? So Bud Light sales declined following Dylan Mulvaney controversy. So you can see, and if you look at the market cap of Bud, it was like 25 billion a quarter. Now it's down to like 10 billion, and it's ramping up to about 15 billion, but it was going down quite quickly, and then it's starting to reverse here now. But again, we're starting to see this trend. But I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker here now. So Molson Coors exec, whiskeys, bourbons are on fire. In the background, Molson Coors continue to gain momentum. In recent years, the U.S.-Canadian company has been quietly expanding its overall beverage portfolio, partnering with energy drinks and bringing on spirit brands. In 2020, they're also partnered with Coca-Cola. As you know, Molson Coors is partnered with Coca-Cola on the Simply Spiked Lemonade and the Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. So who do you think? If Coca-Cola gets into the MJ space, they're not going to be choosing Aurora, right? Remember that? They're going to probably pick Molson Coors and Tilray, which now Molson Coors Canada and HEXO announced agreement to create joint venture focused on non-alcoholic MJ-infused beverages for the Canadian market. So that was called Truss Beverage Co. So now we're going to see Tilray and Molson Coors working together. And who do you think Coca-Cola is going to choose if they decide to get in the space? More than likely, Molson Coors and Tilray, right? They are the leaders in the space. And as you can see, even in the alcoholic space, Molson Coors continues to gain momentum. So in 2020, the company even changed its name from Molson Coors Beer Co. to Molson Coors Beverage Co. Beer was always going to be central to who we are, Michelle St. Jacques said, the executive at Molson Coors Beverage Co. But we live in a world that extends beyond beer, and we have opportunities beyond beer, so our portfolio should extend beyond beer. Makes sense. Blue Run Spirits is the latest in the strategy, so high-end whiskeys, bourbons, and ryes are on fire, and we believe in the future of that space, said St. Jacques. Our approach is working. Our beers are stronger than they've been in many years. Our portfolio is continuing to grow, which we know, again, MJ portfolio is going to continue, and they're just going to continue to get those more premium brands, right? I've said this time and time again that, it doesn't matter if you make the best beer in the world, right? You can sell, if you sell the most, then eventually you can just buy some of these brands like Blue Run, right? So as they continue to offer other products except for, beyond beer, essentially. So the Kentucky-based bourbon brand Blue Run is known for its distinctive butterfly logo, created in 2020. I've never heard of it before. Let me know if you tried this in the comments section below. But you also have lots of other options from Tilray, right? So I don't know. I'm not a big bourbon and whiskey drinker, but yeah, no denying that the trend is the trend, right? So all of whom did not come from the industry found success sneakerizing. The bourbon business is doing limited drops, similar to the sneaker business, to build the following. So I'll go through this a little bit quicker here. But the companies are better at managing smaller niche brands, are going to be able to maximize the value of those brands because they can put more resources to them, Portel said. Imagine if you're sitting on a big branded company and you have $1 to invest. Where are you going to put it? It's very unlikely it's going to go to a small niche brand. Yeah, exactly. And like I said at the beginning, I think Tilray is going to make those craft beers and those spirits just absolutely, it'll make them even more on fire and trendy, right? And then same with Molson Coors. I think Molson Coors has what it takes to really make it mainstream and take it to the next level, so to speak. But I'm going to try and get someone from Truss, whether it be the CEO, CFO. I'd like to get someone from the executive team on for an interview at Truss Beverage Co., especially now that Tilray has taken over HEXO and they acquired them. So, and we know that HEXO mentioned in the MD&A, the management discussion and analysis, that they were always looking at the future of their investment in Truss. So whether or not they're going to sell it, but now it's going to be a Tilray question. So I'd like to have Tilray on for an interview as well, get their opinion on that. So I did reach out to Tilray, but I'm going to be reaching out to Truss as well. Truss actually sent me some non-MJ infused beverages when they had those craft beers that were coming out. They just sent me the version without the MJ infused into them, so that because they can send it for free that way. They can't send free products with MJ in them, so they just sent me the original recipe, which was pretty cool. I did a video on that. You can check that out. But essentially, I'd love to get Tilray on for an interview. We'll continue to keep everybody posted on that. Haven't heard back yet, but I'd like to get an update on this Truss partnership, especially after this article here with Molson Coors and Tilray searching for the next billion-dollar idea. Might they do that together? And like I said, if Molson Coors has partnered with Coca-Cola on 2 different beverages, Coca-Cola just recently came out with a Coca-Cola coffee beverage. If they're getting into coffee, it's just a matter of time before they start to get into MJ, in my opinion. But let me know what you think of that in the comment section below. If Coca-Cola were ever to get into the space, what better partners to choose than Molson Coors and Tilray? Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. It's Rob with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you on the next video.